Hello and welcome. This is the Daily Dharma. My name is Dina. Thank you so much for joining. Well, today I have laid out some cards and it looks to me like something quite unexpected, which I'm happy to see. I like it when the information switches. It seems like we've had quite a bit about what hasn't been working out showing up in the cards and a need to make a choice on different things, breaking through our own awareness and duality factors to reach into some higher unity consciousness. And yeah, that is amazing advice, but how to apply that seems to be one option coming through, and just one of those, I don't know even if it's necessary, but some type of legal disclaimer here. I am not making any recommendations that folks engage in this, but it almost looks like some type of um, an event or a spiritual retreat, perhaps even a plant medicine retreat that is going on, and there's all of these characters stepping forward. And so let me just show you what the cards are showing me and let you make your own decision on what is trying to be conveyed in context of your situation. The first card coming out here, we have the Three of Air, an interesting researcher. It seems to me to be a page type energy. We can see all of these codes here, the codes literally lighting up the book and lighting up their face. It's like some new discovery or new information has come across your hands. And it's almost like the individual has a key around their neck. They have some scrolls and symbols in the books written below the skull, the symbols. It's like, and they have wings depicted on them. It's as though they're encountering the next level of initiation. The initiation card comes later, but this is, and also they have a dragon curled up behind them. I'll give you another little look so you can pause that and check out all the things I'm talking about here. But there's information coming through here that is somehow compelling you to either further research or to consider something that hasn't been considered or tried out before. Or maybe you're an old pro and you know that this is one of the avenues that works well for your opening to your spiritual gifts and to wisdom and guidance from beyond the mundane. So we also have the clarifying cards, all the decks listed below, of course. These are the Dream of Gaia deck, and this is a mixed deck of two different shamanic decks listed below. The Sky Dancers, I literally read something yesterday about, or maybe it was the day before, about something that was called a Sky Dancer, and it seemed some type of a clunky type of an energy, and I can't remember what it was. But when that information came across my awareness, I was thinking how the little cotton poofs from some of the trees in my region, when they're released early in spring, the people with allergies absolutely hate it. And it looks like it's literally snowing as all of the cotton is released, but they almost drift like snow through the air and they'll cover the surface of whatever they're near, such as like the water's surface even. And in here we're looking at some type of dragonfly or butterfly imagery, and even dragonflies, they do swoop and go back and forth. So it's this Sky Dancer surrender energy with the full moon in the background, and we have the full moon coming up with the summer solstice in, I think, another day from now. Today is the 19th of June. So I believe solstice happens on typically on the 20th, but I think this year it might be the 21st in any event. So we've got the sun moving into the sign of Cancer, and then at the full moon, the moon will be moving into the sign of Capricorn, those being opposite signs. And so there's something here with the full moon that we're coming across some type of opportunity, invitation, or maybe we're preparing for something that's happening around the time of the full moon, before or after a few days, most likely after, since we're just getting this message now. And the messages tend to come a few days or so before most people are working with the energies being discussed here. So, whether you're preparing for some type of event or having some type of a venue that you might be attending in whatever context, I suspect that some of those things could be true in addition to the opportunity to take some type of a trip, or whether that's just in your mind, some type of spiritual journey, or something like that, some type of meditative situation. So with the Sky Dancer surrender, it's like surrendering to the divine flow, to the ebb and flow of whatever comes our way. Being able to surrender to the full moon is about release what no longer serves, and to make space for the new to take root in our lives, and to nurture the newness that's going to be coming with the new moon, and so on. So I want to get through all these cards, and then we'll take some clarification. The second card coming out is the Eight of Water. And I will say we have a lot of masculine cards coming out today. So it's something that we're taking action on, perhaps, or shifting an approach, or something that we're preparing, something that we're doing to prepare for surrender. Do we take action so that we can relax? I don't know if you're like even cleaning house or simplifying your life so that you can have more time and space to in order to receive the messages coming through. I'm not sure how this is happening in your world, but it was showing me, this is one of the first cards. It was like somebody welcoming you into their domain or into their venue or retreat, some type of greeter. Like, look at their hands lit up with these symbols. It's like whether or not they have shown this to you in the setup phase, or whether you know this about them, this individual looks quite balanced, very aware of light and dark. They have the full moon behind them illuminating with the dolphin energy, highly intuitive and aware and intelligent, gifted in something perhaps like some sort of telepathy or communication on some other level. Maybe you're linked by something. It was like looking at this person's smile depicted here, it almost seemed like eerie to me. I don't know if that's quite the right word, but it was like they were super happy to see you and just like, come on in. Oh, make yourself at home. Very soft and gentle. And this seems to be in contrast to what you're needing to surrender or release at this time. And so inviting this new energy in, they're inviting you in. And if you see on their robes here, they've already got those codes inscribed on the border of their robe. And this person was showing themselves to me as the shamanic retreat host. And it comes out with the Jaguar card to clarify, which is my card of the shaman in the cave. But you can see this very brooding look here in contrast to that very friendly gaze. And I think that's what I was kind of not putting my finger on right away. It's like their demeanor at first is like quite love and light, quite sunshine, rainbows, and moonlight energy, very connected and aware, but they also have quite a serious, grounded side, as if they're well acquainted with the shadowy realms. So there's some kind of extreme mystery as the wind picks up. I love the wind. And it's as though it's like the foreshadowing that can seem a little bit anxiety inducing for some, like nervous energy, excitement, nerves. Like, okay, this person seems to exhibit something that I'm looking for. This intentional alignment of the chakra energies here, and being flanked by those dolphins. It's like the entrance to something. It's like greeting them is its own initiation into the psychic realms. The third one here is the seven of earth. We have three sevens flanking around on either side and above the center card here that we'll get to in a moment. This one's seven of earth. This to me seems like the immediate feeling as you're walking in, taking in the circumstance and the environment and settling yourself in, such as at a venue or a retreat. And it's this feeling of being immersed in something quite therapeutic, just the air and the land and the waters that surround you being so serene that it and it's been a gathering place perhaps for individuals who are seeking something similar to what you're seeking. And so it's a placeholder, it's a place that holds space for these spiritual attunements and activations. This one coming through clarified by the lightning card. Interesting, right? And the lightning card to me is that it can be a tower or epiphany card, but it's also an activating card where it clearly brings something forward for us. It uh, uh, releases the resistance and opens us up like the paddles when your heart has stopped and zapping you back into awake. And it's like when we fall asleep on the spiritual journey, the experience here is really enlivening and waking us back up to all of our all all of our various bodies, the more etheric bodies, the subtle bodies, the aura, the feelings that are ebbing and flowing and moving through you, and being able to feel the tingles going through your bodily systems with this activation. And it's putting you into that receptive mode to create more space for those breakthrough awareness energies in life. The fourth card here is the number 4 of water. Again, in the recording, these are showing up reversed in the film, so that is the 4. And this individual gives me a few different ideas here. For one, it may be somebody who has been perceiving themselves in one way but is really breaking through. And with the mirror here and the two faces facing different directions, as well, the two eyes, one being more earthly and one being more multidimensionally aware, swimming in the deep waters here. It's like that surrender. Maybe maybe there is some water experiential things happening too, because it was almost like different individuals putting on different segments and different exercises at this location. And this individual maybe even having something like, I don't mean to say this any type of insensitive way, but something about their appearance seeming like in in one, the way it's coming through. Okay, once upon a time in college I took a massage class, and the teacher was nearly blind, and it was like in contrast to his inner landscape. And it's reminding me also of a Nako song. I just heard it yesterday, Nako and Medicine for the People. I believe he was nearly blind until he had a surgery on his eyes. And he was talking about, um, without the lens of my sight, I can pierce through the night, surrender into the Most High, I and I and I and I. Something about that, where there's this breakthrough moment, awareness moment happening, where the truer sight is breaking through the illusions of the the surface level of whatever is shown. The first card clarifying was Fool's Embrace, Transmuting Pain, which didn't necessarily make sense, but it's something to do with the appearance seeming um, atypical, or if there's any typical or normal, right? And then recognizing the judgments that need to be released in order to get below the surface to what's really driving your need for success, for instance, or what's really behind the scenes calling you to surrender to something bigger, and what gifts are hiding just below the surface here of your resistance to what you're calling in for yourself. It's like whatever stagnant energy you're calling forth in this moment through this exercise, this watery exercise. And there's that full moon again here, and releasing some type of long held resistance. And when I got the extra card here, it's the wall, obstacles, talking to me perhaps about seeing the world just through this tiny little keyhole lens, staying sheltered the behind the walls of maybe ego, maybe also coming forward is how whenever you have a personality that can default to something like anger or resentment or frustration energy, if you were able to dig down deeply with this coping mechanism, you would quite often find at the base, at the root of that anger, it's really a mask for something else, such as a deep sadness or longing. And that feels very emotional just to recognize and speak forward right now. And it's not that this is the first time this has come to my awareness. I talk about this quite often, but it's the the things that come up when we can look beyond the mask, removing the mask, like even in the moment, if something is starting to frustrate and create anger, to say, okay, what is it that is making me feel like I'm sad, or and I know this can be a cheesy exercise, but there's a reason that we all put up obstacles. And when we can surrender to the process, when we can surrender and have trust and faith in a reputable shaman or medicine or healer in some type of way, seeing this healer or this series of healers at one event is helping to release you from, unbeknownst to you, this very sheltered and um, isolating circumstance or feeling state. And it's coming to more serenity and grace through that process here. So the next card, I told you, right? It's a little bizarre. So the next card, the fifth in the row and the last in the row, we had this card yesterday and it comes through a little bit differently. Today, this one is the one who presents the plant, the medicine, and it's a sacred herb, and he reveres it and honors it and respects its power and potential and capacity. He's a gentle, fiery individual. Um, and he's asking you to place yourself in some type of protective bubble, to give gratitude for your time and your space, and to settle you into your energy, into this meditative space, cleansing, clearing. It comes through with drifter, experiencing life as it comes, reminding me of somebody who may be a gypsy, may not be necessarily dedicated to this host's venue, but somebody who travels around perhaps and has seen many things. And so this individual is inviting us through their energy as gypsy like, or even genie in a bottle like I see with these little armbands. But they are inviting us to enter into the flow state and to tap into our inner fire and watery energies and flow with this. The next line we have where the plant medicine perhaps or healing experience is being undertaken. And here we have this fire dragon energy. And the fire dragon is a guide that steps forward from this fiery individual, summoning it and you allowing it to call forth this Shakti inner fiery energy, calling it up. And with this spider on the egg, it's like the egg is held in the hands. It's the seed of our coming process. And here we go, clarifying that with the vision quest. So again, with that full moon, is it not in nearly every card here? You know, it's so uncanny, but it's like here we start to release. Maybe there's some kind of like fireside dance or ecstatic dance, or maybe it's with some type of candle, or there's some type of fiery energy here where we just had the watery energy with the guy with the mirror. So here we have this fire energy calling forth our connection to our soul and to our animating purpose. And it's asking us to nurture and to hold this seed and to spin the web of our connectivity, to allow our energies to go forward on the silken threads and to connect to the other individuals there with gratitude, kindness, and welcoming energies, right? It's and to our spirit guides, guardians, and to the web of our own life and those lives that we've touched. It's like very connectivity through this vision quest. Maybe people are coming to your mind, people that you have or have not met, strangers, and contacts with maybe even ancestors or so on. And then next, we have this interesting imagery stepping forward with this almost priestly druid, even druid type individual coming in to bless everyone. And they're coming in almost it's like now it's lights out time and the fire has gone out and it's just the moonlight lighting up this individual with the silvery, and they almost blend in with the cosmos in whatever altered state, meditative state that you tend to be in. But they're coming in to bless your process and to cleanse and clear away anything that doesn't serve you. It's like coming through. It's with a prayer, a blessing, and a cleansing. And then we have the crossing initiation coming through. So is this individual by this blessing initiating your initiation? Are they initiating you into some type of, in here it seems like a brotherhood because there's so many masculines, but look at that portal. It's like now you're ready to go through the portal. Now is the time that you will be connected, and maybe you're like lying down now to have your next leg of the journey. I will say that previous to this, I was pre-shuffling the Kuan Yin Kali deck, and a lot of sisterhood, mother cards, um, um, turquoise lotus mother, a lot of mother sister energies popped out in that deck. But here it seems like in this we're really talking quite a bit about it seems like the hosts of this venue are mostly masculine, but that doesn't necessarily mean gender. It means individuals that are here taking action, making moves. In this, oh, and that was the 7 that comes to the, um, well, it's my left, but if I'm looking at the card, the lady here, since she's facing me, it would be her right hand being here. So in the center here, we have one of the major cards. It's the 19. And as you see the lady in the middle, then there's this person here down below. This seems to be you, and this seems to be some type of guardian or guide or overseer to make sure that everybody's having a good experience, and to intervene if necessary, if anyone's experience becomes overly much, to be there to hold space and to make sure everybody's process is a good one. And here we have that golden dragon peering over here, and it's like this is your beginning process of going somewhere with this dragon energy. And it's like the initial part where there's this emotional breakthrough, this person sitting like this, and with this blessing card, it's like she's bestowing this sword here. And look at all those talismans here. Maybe you're bringing your talismans for recharging at this event, or some sacred talismans are there for your use, or sacred tools, such as like a sword, athame, where you cleanse, clear, dream catchers, pentacles of protection, something about the heart protection, butterfly energies. But there's another dragon down here as well. It's like the light and the dark both coming in, and putting a little bit of pressure on this individual to encounter the further reaches. And here we have magician's sword, confidence in your magic. And look at how that clarifies that sword here. It's like this is part of that initiation where you're gathering the appropriate tools for the rest of your journey, and perhaps even for the rest of your life journey. And I want to get through all these cards, so let's go with the next ones. So to the other side of the central figure of your process, we have this other 7, this one of fire. So we have earth above, we have air to the one side, fire to the next side, and the below card ends up being another major. So this one to me represents when this bowed individual is finally feeling the depths of this. It's almost like they bring their head up, and it's apologies again if this is too descriptive, but it was almost like this feeling of when it starts to hit, and you're not sure if it's making you queasy, or if it's making you want to throw up, or if it's making you want to cry, some type of release, whether, it could, and all of these things are energy bubbling up and tension being encountered when there's resistance. Remember, this one happens right below Fool's Embrace, transmuting pain, and the wall obstacles, this breaking through of the duality phase. It's like lifting the head, being immersed between the two dragons. Now they appear as kittens, cats, fluffy beings. In the clarifying card here, oh wait, I'm just noticing something else too. This eye shows up in many of the depictions. It shows up with the host, with their, perhaps their logo or emblem, like this is what I promise you, and here it is above your head, like you're in the temple now, and it's awakening within you. You're syncing up your energies with that of the experience. And clarifying it, I found this humorous. Benefactor, grace, and generosity, they're drifting on a mushroom. And there's that king and the queenly energy here. It's like fairy mice with the rose again too. The rose is off of the side. That rose is what the plant medicine is representing. And then the next card shows up clarified by galactic mushroom, the divine matrix, and here the Gaia deck is the 11. It looks almost like a hermit energy, but or a guide guardian, but look at the kind of that grumpy face. It's almost like waking up the next day with all of these insights and these that new network, the divine matrix, having been awakened with this galactic mushroom, this more cosmic awareness. But here, this individual almost have some kind of hangover from their experience. And so we're kind of encountering the others and discussing our process, discovering the tools that we've received. They've got a staff and a pentacle. You got this sword. So I'm running out of time. Here in the bottom center, we have you going back into your own space, maybe even having your own retreats in time, different types of blue roses now. But your fire, your dragons, your doves all lit up here. And in the hand, the universe is your partner. Now you have this sacred tool in your hand, and you have this sacred medicine within your beingness, within your vessel, showing the feminine energy. In splitting the deck a few times, flanking you, you have this king of fire with that Leo energy. It reminds me so much of the Lionsgate energy. So maybe the timing of either the retreat or you coming back into your own is Lionsgate around August 8th-ish. And then below that, I see that the inner tool that you have here, it's like a bow and arrow almost, but this is like the inner process of you in your own shamanic quest. Oh, I dropped my gemstone. Behind the scenes of this is the inner landscape. Your inner warrior has kind of awakened. And then we have under the shamanic deck, we have the sacrifice and jeweled web connectivity. So I think that's all we have time for today. But there's something here that you're releasing and giving up this process in order to connect more deeply with this or provide this service or experience for others. So if you're interested in more information on this, I will extend this one and take some of my code cards and fractal cards on top of this. So I hope that you really enjoyed that, and let me know what you think about all that, because it seemed a little off the norm for me to channel a message like that. So I may look for something in my area and I'll report back. Thank you so much. Big love to you in your process and in gathering the tools for your sacred process. Take care.